So I'll go ahead and upload my data set. When I press OK, I'm immediately given some options for data encodings. I can choose which visualization type I would like. So you can imagine how this might work for something like a map. But in this case, I will just show you a scatter plot. The user can also choose which X and Y values they'd like to plot. In this case, I would like to plot number of ratings against the total rating from my films. So I'll choose number of ratings on the X-axis and rating on the Y-axis. The data points to plot are the entities that Auger will go and match to the knowledge graph. So I will choose film because I want to see the film's ratings. Once I visualize this data, a scatter plot is generated for the user. They can go to the left here and grab a summary for all of the column attributes that they've uploaded. So for example, film comes back as an audio-visual work in the knowledge graph. And then in case an entity or a relation doesn't exist in the knowledge graph, we alert the user that we didn't find it in the knowledge graph. And a future version of Auger will let the user actually add that new relation into the knowledge graph themselves. They can also query more details or collapse this panel here and move on to some more details on demand. So here I want to select a specific data point so I can get a summary or some metadata about my point. I'll go ahead and select the Shawshank Redemption. I'm given a high-level description, some aliases, and then a genre for the film. I could either find similar films or I could query more details. And here I'm given a list of the properties that the knowledge graph has crawled. For example, who's the production designer, the costume designer. I'm also given a list of the box office and cost price and the actual units, so United States dollars. And I'm told that it's a work by Stephen King. So that's great. I'm done with the Shawshank Redemption. The next thing I want to do is find out some differences between these films. So I'll go ahead and select The Dark Knight and Inception, and I'll ask Auger to tell me the differences. So I'm told that Inception has the following properties that The Dark Knight does not have. I can see that they have differing cast members. I can see that Inception is a science fiction action film while The Dark Knight is a crime thriller. And then I can see that Inception was located in Australia and The Dark Knight was in Gotham City. I can also find out some commonalities for them. So for example, Hans Zimmer is the same performer, the awards they've won. I can see Christopher Nolan was the same director across both films. And once I'm satisfied with this, I could either keep going or I could ask Auger to suggest some more related attributes for me. In this case, I'll select film, which Auger will populate back with some entities similar to film. For example, director of photography, costume designer, and then from there, I could add that attribute back to the data set so then I could continue visualizing it or asking more information for it. For the properties, for example, like cost, I could map that encoding to the color or the size of my visualization, or again, add it back to my data set.